Hello everybody, welcome back to Movie Reviews. And in this review I'm talking about Forrest Gump from 1984, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Now this is requested to me by my friend Lee Max, again, who subscribed to me, he is. And this is like one of the three movies he wanted me to do. First was Iron Giant, now I'm going to get around to do Forrest Gump. So Forrest Gump, it is based on a novel from the late 60s, I believe. I can't remember who wrote it, but it is based on a novel. Stars Tom Hanks as the particular character of Forrest Gump, a sort of simple-minded man from Louisiana, going through the parts of American history, pretty much in sort of the late 20th century. If so, for example, you've got he travels to the Vietnam War. He discovers sort of goes around for the birth of rock and roll at the time when Elvis Presley was becoming king, and there is politics and some random encounters with Dick Cavett, John T. Kennedy, and just random other encounters with famous celebrities and all that sort of stuff. So obviously with Hanks' performance, still a performance of his. Same with the youngest actor. Was it Conor Michael Humphrey? Is it Michael Conor Humphreys or Conor Michael Humphreys? It's one. It's the name. It's one of its name's been mixed up, but I think that's his actual name. Does a fantastic job. Who actually, what we've learned now, if you haven't learned, he joined the army in the early mid 2000s, and went to serve in Afghanistan. He did. Served his term. He's alive and well. He's not killed or anything. So he is basically still around. He acted in a film before, like a particular war film that he's done before, maybe a few years back. But that's about it. You have what was it? Is it Jenny Wright or something? Johnny Wright or something. She plays Jenny. Forrest's love interest through all the years. It's a sort of love story that takes around through a couple of decades. It does. It's like endless love, really, all sort of love. And she plays the childhood friend of Forrest, who becomes friends. Sort of protects her through various times, went from abusive alcoholic father to a sort of like stripper pose type of act she did while Forrest was serving in the military at the time, and just stuff when she joined the hippie bus at the time, or the sort of anti-Vietnam soldier type of style what was going on during the end of the Vietnam War, during the time with President Nixon there, and yeah, and the events going on in Washington. So that's one more thing. We have Gary Sinise as Lieutenant Dan, or Lieutenant Dan, as everyone calls him, as Forrest calls him. A great character, sort of a tortured character very much. Didn't like Gump at first when he joined the army, and then afterwards he lost his legs. Forrest saved him during Vietnam, and never really said sorry until when he starts becoming his first shipmate with the shrimp fishing business. I'm just trying to get my head around this film again. It's long, drawn out, but still good. And they became there's a nice good friendship between them two, which is quite good. And he becomes his best man at the wedding. He also sort of saves it all, basically sort of defends him against with the prostitutes in the hotel room during the time in the sort of early 70s, of course, when he gets promoted and becomes a national hero for America, that sort of thing. And he's there, homeless, also sort of penniless and in a wheelchair. But I think Gary Sinise is a great actor. He's done a good few things, and this one in particular is actually really one of his standouts. Then and finally we've got Sally Field, who actually is an actress who's been famous for a lot of years. She's been doing films for a lot of years, and she plays Mrs. Gump or Mama Gump or something. Great performance. She does fantastically well with this. With Sally Field, you don't know what you might get with her sometimes, but a great performance from her. Excuse the banging, neighbours. Anyway, so for the music, we have Alan Silvestri doing a very fantastic, beautiful, gentle score, which is fantastic. It sort of makes it quite nice and sort of redos it very nicely, and just nice emotional moments as well. That's all bump out. Just remembered something. I forgot about Bubba. Very much the character of Bubba. I can't remember the actor's name, but he went off to do other stuff like in TVs and stuff. But the character of Bubba, very nice. Sort of simple-minded very much, and same with Forrest. Both simple-minded people. An interesting thing. The way of the character's mouth, that's not his actual mouth. It's sort of like a fake jaw that he's put on, and I don't know, just to fill in the character that was described in the book, in the novel. So they just put like an extra, extra bit of jaw to him, which is fine. Well, I didn't know until maybe last week, actually, or maybe a couple of days ago. It's like, oh, okay, and yeah, so that's quite interesting. So I was on track with Alan Silvestri's score, which is quite nice, and there's a nice bit of old-fashioned stuff, like maybe like a bit of Elvis Presley, a bit of like 60s stuff as well, which is sort of suits the film. You can actually get the soundtrack. I looked in replay recently. They're saying the double disc soundtrack, the original soundtrack from 1984, only for about $2.99. So get your hands on that if you can, if it's recommended, or you can find out on Spotify if they do have it somewhere. But anyway, Forrest Gump is a fantastic film overall. Visually, it's nice. It sort of tells about the adventures of a simple man going through American history, sort of like 20th century American history, which is fascinating. It is, because it's basically it's more. I say it's fascinating. It's fascinating. It is, and obviously, it shows what us people are, because we go through history as well. We go through like elections and stuff. We go through deaths of loved ones. We go through different events like getting married, having kids, and that sort of thing. And also seeing interesting events like maybe like what else? Does anything, maybe generation after generation, a different phase in sort of like pop culture and stuff that that lasts maybe for a year, then dies down quickly the next year. That's sort of what it feels like, and it sort of tells us, the story of our lives, really. As what Forrest says in the film, in the book as well. Life is just a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. It's always a great quote, that is, and it's sort of right. It is right about that film. It's right, because it's you do with life. It's unexpected. You don't know what's going to happen in your life, if it turns successful or not, or in both ways, or just anything. It just happens, really. And Forrest Gump does that particularly very nice. And Robert Zemeckis, though with Zemeckis, this is one of his last great films, pretty much. I know he did the Back to the Future franchise, the trilogy, which is brilliant. Zemeckis, what else did he do? Romance in the Stone, he did that, and I think this is one of his last great films, because afterwards, I do think afterwards he went into animation a lot more, and we sort of miss what he does best, and it's sort of like, it makes it look damn squid on his directing career a little bit, but I hope he comes back soon with a decent film, just like this, like a Back to the Future, like with Romance in the Stone, all that sort of thing, what he's good at, not just animation, very much. Hey. But anyway, in conclusion, Forrest Gump is a fantastic 90s film overall. It's a masterpiece. Great. It's a nice novel adaptation that people don't really know. People didn't even know it was a novel in the first place, like with some films anyway. But it is great, fantastic, and it's worth watching. and yeah, so on. So everyone thinks he'll give it 5 stars. They'll give it 2 thumbs up, and you know it is just solid. It's a solid film, and the first thing, and obviously to mention, thanks for Liam Mannix suggesting me this film. Though I've seen it a few times, I got it on DVD myself, and yeah. But thanks anyway, Liam Mannix lad. Great. And I'll do the next one for you at some point. I promise. I won't get around to do the third film that you requested me to do. But anyway, this is the second I've done. And anyway, that's me finished with this video. So I'll see you for the next review. The next video review, whenever it'll be. Anyway, see you soon.